Look out, y'all. Ashy Knuckles, man. Let me hop back on this negotiations for Triple G with Team Golovkin. Let me not say Triple G, because he don't have the suits on. He ain't wearing the briefcases and going into these meetings. But here we go again. We got another failed negotiation. Failure for Team Golovkin to secure a potential showdown in a very intriguing fight with the Miracle Man, Danny Jacobs. I don't know the financial particulars, okay? But all I know is that the fight, when it was being negotiated during the free negotiation period, they failed to come up with adequate percentages that would appeal to the mandatory challenger, which is Danny Jacobs, which is why the fight was supposed to go to a purse bid. In a purse bid, pending the sanctioning organization, the percentages are split as such, where the champion would receive 75% of the purse, and the challenger would receive 25% of the purse. And usually, some people will read into that, well, the sanctioning organization says that the champion's supposed to get the lion's share of the purse, but they don't know the whole reason behind the purse bids. Okay, the purse bids are, see, one thing, the sanctioning organizations are not trying to get involved as a governing authority on how two business entities are negotiating the financials of a fight. That's not how the sanctioning organization operates, okay? But what they do is they have this in place for a reason. Say, for instance, the champion, I'm not talking about Triple G, let's say any old regular champion, he's a an obscure guy in terms of recognition. He could walk down the street and nobody would know who he is. Can't attract flies to a fart festival. In other words, he can't put any asses in seats. So based on the fact that he has no appeal to the audience, his purses for his regular championship fights aren't much. But now he has to take on a mandatory challenger who's a hot ticket fighter. Like, every time he fights, there's a buzz in the city that he's in. He's able to fill up arenas. He's making hundreds of thousands to $1 million in a fight. And now he's on the cusp of his first world title fight. So when they negotiate the fight, the challenger would be set to make more money than the champion. Well, when it goes to purse bid, the purse bid is split so that during the course of a championship fight, if there is a failure to negotiate an adequate split of the purse amount, that the sanctioned organization rules that the champion will get 75% and the challenger will get 25, in a way to make sure that the champion gets respected for being the champion, not for the fact that he is a side or a B side. Has nothing to do with A side or B side. That's different. This is making sure that the champion gets respected as champion in a situation like I just described. It ain't, well, he's just the champion, he's supposed to get 25%. They really don't want to be involved. That's why you have the opportunity to make the fight during the free negotiation period. They don't want to step in. That's just a worst case scenario. And if you go to a purse bid, any promoter has the right to bid on the fight and promote the fight. It don't necessarily have to be Golovkin's promoter. Doesn't necessarily have to be a promoter that Al Heyman recommends. It could be Don King can come in that bitch and buy the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing for the purse bid. Anyway, that's neither here or there. But here we are. We're talking about another failed negotiation by Team Golovkin to secure a fight. And I don't know the financial particulars of this fight, but one thing I do know is that it will not garner enough interest to where Golovkin would have got 10 million out that bitch. So that's what I was saying in the last time I made the video about Team Golovkin and their failure to secure fights for their fighter. Golovkin is not a spring chicken. He don't have a long time left in this game. And y'all fucking up, because as he continues to fight, he's taking punches to his head, whether he's on in the ring on fight night or whether he's in the ring sparring. The rigors of training camp wear on a fighter after a while because he's still taking punches. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if he's not, like I said previously, if he was not going to make $10 million in the fight, in any other fight that had nothing to do with Canelo, then why did you not take the fucking 10 million against Canelo? He's a smaller fighter. Danny Jacobs is a bigger fighter than Canelo. He's been fighting at 60. He's never fought at 54. I'm not saying it was a tougher fight. I'm just saying it was a smaller opponent. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a smaller, albeit skilled opponent. But the fact remains is you would have been compensated with a purse that you have never received before. Practically double what you received when you faced Kell Brook against a slightly bigger fighter. So I don't understand what type of business guys he has working for him, man. Are we going to see Golovkin fight any of these guys? I mean, because to be honest, the thing what people were saying is that everybody was ducking Golovkin. Well, we know that's some bullshit now, because now you got Arislani Lara, you got Andre Ward, you got Canelo trying to fight him, you got Chris Eubank trying to fight him, and now you got Danny Jacobs trying to fight him, who just wants to be compensated. You know what I'm saying? And none of these fights are being made. And I'm wondering, I mean, God damn it, if it happens, if it fails once, all right, fine. Fails twice, okay. But if it starts failing over and over, you got to start looking at the goddamn team, man. And you got Abel Sanchez. It wouldn't be so bad if this motherfucker wasn't constantly sticking his goddamn foot in his mouth. He makes all these fucking claims, and those claims now, to me, are falling on deaf ears because we know it's some bullshit. Then he had the nerve to want to criticize Roy Jones and say Roy Jones, when he moved up in weight because he fought an age Mike McCallum that wasn't moving up. Bitch, which division? Roy Jones started as a 54-pounder, man. He started as a junior middleweight and won a title at 60. When he moved up from 60, who did he face? An undefeated pound-for-pound #1, James Toney. And we can't get Golovkin to move up 8 pounds to fight any goddamn body. So you got the nerve to want to talk about fucking Roy Jones. Dog, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Now, I got criticisms at some points of Roy Jones' career, but all that shit gets tossed in the wastebasket, and I'm going to tell you why. Because he went up another 25 pounds and fought for a heavyweight title against John Ruiz. Now, a lot of people don't like John Ruiz, but look at his fucking resume. It don't matter if you like the style of fight that he brings to the table. He fought live dudes, and he made live dudes look bad because he fought so goddamn sloppy, but he was getting W's. And that's the thing. After heavyweight, there are no more fucking divisions, man. Roy Jones could go no further. So he went to the top of the fucking heap of boxing and fought a world champion there and won and routed him. After that, there was only one other fighter in the world that can actually make a claim to Roy Jones not facing him at that time. And that's Lennox fucking Lewis. And that is fucking insane for a guy as small as Roy Jones to have to go up and fight Lennox Lewis. You know, he shouldn't even had to go up and fight Ruiz. That's why you got to give Roy Jones his props. Anybody you said Roy Jones ducked, you could throw that shit in the fucking wastebasket because he went up to heavyweight. All that shit is null and void, bro. If it wasn't, you would see middleweights going up to heavyweight and fighting for world titles over and over. But that's the thing. You don't see it. You don't see it happening. So, like I said before, man, Abel Sanchez, that shit you talking falls on fucking deaf ears. You don't even fucking make sense anymore, dude. I mean, you said he'll fight anybody from 54 to 68, and we all know that's just a bunch of bullshit. And to be honest, it's not bullshit, because Golovkin, as the fighter will fight. Fighters fight. That's just what they do. But it's y'all motherfuckers, man. Y'all are preventing this motherfucker from going up in weight and fighting live dudes, man, and cementing his legacy. Because as of right now, when you look at the whole body of work of Triple G Golovkin, yeah, he's had a good career, but y'all giving him accolades, and he ain't fought nobody for them fucking accolades. Oh, he's the most feared. That's bullshit, man. Y'all trying to compare him to Marvin Hagler. That's bullshit, man. He's not on their levels, man. You got to have the resume. You got to have the W's, man. You have to have the marquee fights and the marquee wins that will put you on the level of a Marvin Hagler or Carlos Monzon or any of the great middleweight undisputed champions in boxing history. And I'm sorry, dog, he don't have that shit, man. He don't have it. I want it for him. Most of his fans, I mean, they say they want it, but y'all not putting no pressure on his team to make these fights. I mean, goddamn, you ain't even fighting Danny Jacobs, dog. Not saying that's not a tall order. He is a good fighter, but you're not even fighting Danny Jacobs right there in your own division. Danny Jacobs is not even a fucking pay-per-view fighter. He just wants to be compensated for getting in the ring for fighting Golovkin. It's not like Danny Jacobs is not getting no money. Now, granted, he may not be selling out Vegas and selling out on the West Coast or selling out in Atlantic City and stuff like that, but he do pretty good numbers at the Barclays. That's why they keep putting his fights there. But at the same time, Golovkin ain't selling out a goddamn place either. He sell out the small theater at MSG at Madison Square Garden. But he's not a pay-per-view attraction. Look at the fucking numbers. Quit making shit up. So he deserves to get at least 40%, man. Or 35, but goddamn 25? I'll tell you to eat shit too. Fuck you. Because at the end of the day, Danny Jacobs can make more than 25% or whatever the fuck they're offering by fighting another marquee fighter in that division. Or by Danny Jacobs himself going up in weight. So you got to be realistic of the shit, man. You know, at the end of the day, you got to make some of these fucking fights, man. Because if you think I'm finna give you credit in boxing history just because you just knocked off a welterweight, you got me fucked up. Yeah, I don't knock you for taking the fight. Fuck it, you took the fight. But I'm not giving you credit for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you credit for the W, but at the end of the day, that was a welterweight fighting a middleweight, in the ring sorted out the facts. So, like I said before, man, that purse offer for Canelo is looking so much better now. Now that, you know, you ain't fighting Danny Jacobs, and you could have got double what you got for Kell Brook, and your team is turning these fights down. And your fans are coming out saying, oh yeah, he should have turned it down. What the fuck are you talking about? He's not getting 10 million anywhere else. At the end of the day, you got to look at what you're getting. You can't count the next man money when you're not getting it. Canelo's getting bread regardless of Triple G. If you haven't noticed, he's made fights with Amir Khan where he got broke off. He's made fights with Mayweather where he's got broke off. He's made fights with Miguel Cotto where he's got broken off. All these are big marquee fights. Canelo's getting bread, bro. Triple G, you getting some good money, but you're not getting that type of money, so you got to get it how you can get it, man. You can't go in there with being Mr. Big Nuts trying to call the shots when your money, it just don't add up to what they're getting, man. It's just simple business. So, you know, if you allow the media to dictate financials, of course they'll say, oh, he should get this, he should get that. They pull in pipe, you know what I'm saying? But if the business side don't add up, you gotta take what you can get, man. At the end of the day, until you're able to legitimately call the shots. Just because they are crowning your ass don't mean you are the big top dog at the negotiating table. It's all about numbers at that point, and the numbers ain't adding up. So let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that we will actually get to see this guy in the ring with somebody of note anytime soon? And Am I tripping? You know what I'm saying? Am I counting the sheep way too early? The motherfucker's old. He's an older fighter. How much time, realistically, how much time does he have left? I mean, it's not like I need to see how good he is. We know how good he is, but at the end of the day, that shit don't matter unless you fighting live dudes. So, all right, man, I'm out of this motherfucker, man. I just wanted to leave my little old 2 cents. Get at me, man. Let me know. Am I tripping? Am I on one? Or am I on some real shit? You know what I'm saying? Leave your comments, man. Holla.